Welcome viewers to Northeast Ed Weekly News Roundup. GPRN NSCN Unification President General retired MB Nyokpao has accused former colleague and Atokilonsa and Kitovi Zimomi of insincerity in reconciliation efforts, stating that true unity cannot be forced through coercion. Nyokpao alleged that Kitovi orchestrated the March 21st armed intrusion at Kehoi ceasefire designated camp CFDC by sending his deputy Kiehi Yepto with the help of Brigadier Kieto Zimomi right after senior army officers had left. He also claimed that Kitovi's men looted the armory and residences of senior workers. Questioning Kitovi's sincerity, Nyokpao pointed to the disarmament of Major General Panlong Konyak and Major General Shamlao Konyak, as well as the exclusion of Brigadier Hojeto Zimomi from reconciliation efforts. He condemned the armed siege of Kehoi camp, calling it an unlawful act and a coup attempt. Nyokpao reaffirmed that under his leadership, the camp remains officially recognized under the ceasefire agreement with the Indian government, while Kitovi's actions violate ceasefire protocols. The Dimapur District Congress Committee DDCC has demanded a forensic audit into the 19.90 crore renovation of Town Hall at Naga Shopping Arcade Dimapur, citing financial irregularities and lack of transparency. In a representation to the Chief Secretary DDCC President Kutoho Chishi and General Secretary Kumjimong raised concerns over missing or illegible project documents revealed through an RTI reply. They pointed to disbursement of Rs 16.13 crore, 81% of funds without matching physical progress or third-party validation, and flagged inflated pricing in specialized items like HVAC and acoustic. Delays were attributed to redesigns and procurement issues without penalties imposed on the contractor, Messrs. Chabu & Co. The DDC demanded an independent forensic audit of all financial transactions, contract compliance, and justification for the delays. They also called for joint investigation committee including CAG, civil engineers, auditors, and DDC members, along with public release of complete project documents as per the RTI norms. A 7-day deadline was set for acknowledgement, 15 days to form the audit committee, and 45 days to publish preliminary findings. They urge urgent action to restore public trust in government. The Western Angami Youth Organization WAYO has reiterated its demand that no bail be granted to Nizo Setiokire and Kritsonyo Wore, accused of attacking and causing the death of Kohima's deceased political assistant Keja Lele Lawrence Misalho on May 18, 2024. In a letter to the DC Kohima through SDO Sechu Zubza, WAYO President Neotolio Peseye and General Secretary Kevin Hebi Moore warned that anyone attempting to secure their release would be held responsible for any sort of consequences. WAYO expressed concern that one accused was already out on bail while the other had applied, cautioning that their release could trigger disturbances and law and order issues. They urged the administration to take necessary steps to maintain public peace. Dimapur police has dismissed as baseless the allegation by NSC and Nikki that contraband drugs were exchanged for the release of 4 arrested cadres. Commissioner of Police CP Dimapur Kavithoto Sopi clarified that the faction claim, stating that the police officers received 25 SOP cases of contraband sunflower in exchange for the release of its members, was false. The allegation surfaced on social media and was later reported in local newspapers. CP stated that the police initially handled the case as an abduction and extortion incident involving Jahirul Islam and Imaradul Islam, who were taken by NSC and Nikki cadres. Later, police discovered the drugs during the investigation. As suspect Ilutu Su admitted to concealing the drugs with Atupu Kiba but denied handing them over to the police. The police subsequently recovered 24 SOP cases buried at Atupu's rented house in Tolovi village. Further investigation revealed that Jahirul and Imaradul had transported 40 SOP cases from Manipur to Parima before being kidnapped by NSC and Nikki on March 23rd. Commissioner of Police pointed out that NSC and Nikki retained 16 SOP cases instead of handing them over to the authorities. CP Sopi reaffirmed that Dimapur police had no involvement in any drug exchange. He urged media houses to verify information before publishing and cautioned against spreading false reports. CP also reminded factions and the public to report drug-related seizures to the police instead of handling them independently. The Nagaland Pradesh Congress Committee (NPCC) has strongly condemned the International University Dimapur for naming its newly inaugurated Central Library after Dr. Keshav Baliram Hejawar, the founder of the RSS. Calling the decision profoundly troubling, NPCC stated that while establishing the library was commendable, dedicating it to an RSS ideologue reflected intolerance and bigotry. The party emphasized that Nagaland, home to a significant minority population, had suffered from RSS-engineered discriminatory agendas. NPCC denounced the move as divisive and vowed to oppose any attempts to influence young minds with such ideology. Nagaland People's Front (NPF) Secretary General and Legislator Achum Bemo Kikon urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi to work with the Naga people rather than against their wishes. Speaking at a mass rally against the Indo-Myanmar border fencing and scrapping of the Free Movement Regime (FMR) at ITC Dan Pangsha, Kikon emphasized that Nagas oppose divisive policies that separate their people. He criticized the central government's December 18, 2024 order reducing the free movement zone from 16 km to 10 km and mandating a 7-day permit for border crossing. Kikon reaffirmed that all elected Naga representatives stood united against this restriction. He warned that New Delhi's Act East policy would fail without the full involvement of the Nagas, highlighting the region's crucial role in India's connectivity with Southeast Asia. Dismissing claims that border fencing was needed to curb illegal immigration and drug trafficking, he maintained that such issues did not exist in the border areas. Kikon also referenced historical injustices, comparing current policies to past colonial and post-independence action that marginalized Nagas. He thanked the Kamyungan Tribal Council (KTC) for organizing the rally, which saw participation from political leaders, student representatives, and the public.